What exactly is an AI chatbot and how does it work behind the scenes?
Okay, so without going too into technical, I'll keep it to a level where somebody as a novice user can understand. So see, in general, and I'm sure you have seen chatbots, on all these websites, and there's normally a widget that pops up and you can type something and the bot responds. So how does it work? So the way it works is, in simple terms, whatever input you give to the bot, that is what you type in the bot to get a response from. I think that essentially is taken, it's processed, and there's a response that comes out. Now, in between from what goes in to what comes out, there are some basic steps that happens basically. So the first step essentially is bot has to understand what the user is saying, and that constitutes a part of what you call as natural language understanding. So normally humans talk in natural language, the way you and I are interacting, and that language goes into the bot, and bot tries to understand and make sense of what the user is saying. That's a very basic, let's say, capability of a bot, AI or otherwise for that matter. Now, basically, once it goes and it understands, okay, so let's say I want to buy a car. Essentially, the user is trying to convey that he wants to buy something, he or she would want to buy is a car. So it's able to demarcate the way that what user is saying. Now, once they understand what it's trying to say, now in this case, there would be either a structured flow in the backend which says, okay, if somebody wants to buy a car, somebody would have to come to let's say, somebody has to see all those models, show them all the models, ask them to select a model which they would want to buy, ask them to, let's say, pay for it, or take a test drive if they would want to, then pay for it, and then essentially close the deal. I'm keeping it very simple in terms of how the flow works, but this is like a structured approach where, let's say, steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have to have in let's say, sequence. It would also be, let's say, a GPT-based, let's say, backend where the model broadly understands the context and is able to, let's say, engage in an organic conversion with the customer, with anybody who's using the bot for that matter, customer. So that's the logic understanding part of it. So basis the logic, the conversion can run. Now, what happens is, once the bot understands that, okay, this is the intent, this is the logic, now bot has to generate responses, and these responses basically are called as, the tech is called as natural language generation.